everyone. Has been a long while since I uploaded a video. Thought I'd try and try something new. Um, awesome book. Just wrote a review of it over on Goodreads. This particular version which I have is really nice. It's in case anyone doesn't know, in case anyone either isn't able to read it typing or needs a background on what I'm talking about. This is Ayesha, The Return of She. It's written by Henry Rider Haggard. And that sketch that you see over there, that is a coloring of a sketch done by one of Henry Rider Haggard's friends. He sketched most, if not all, of the book between 1904 and 1905 when it was originally published, basically. This is a sequel to She. And spoiler alert, that's her. This is a sequel to that book, which was published way back, somewhere in the late 19th century, because Haggard lived essentially somewhere between 1860 and 1950. He was quite old when he passed away. This was a follow-up to it, a much appreciated, much respected follow-up. For those who don't know, Henry Rider Haggard is an English author. He wrote significantly, not just in fiction. I mean, Alan Quatermain, enough said. King Solomon's Mines, again, enough said. This book and She, these are the four. I've read 3 of those books. I'll get back to Alan Quatermain and write something on it. He wrote those fictions, these short stories and fictions. At the same time, he wrote his travel logs. His travel logs, especially, were very famous, as well as some of his botanical works. I don't know much about them. I haven't actually had the time to read up on them, but I recommend that you give them a look, especially this book if you ever get the time. It has the sketches in it, and it's very, very well written. Just if I were to just read a small portion from the author, not so much from the author's notes, actually a portion over from the book itself. Just a moment, let me arrange this. Right. Hard on 20 years have gone by since that night of Leo's vision, the most awful years perhaps which were ever endured by men. 20 years of search and hardship ending in soul-shaking wonder and amazement. My death is very near to me, and of this I am glad, for I desire to pursue the quest in other realms as it has been promised to me that I shall do. I desire to learn the beginning and the end of the spiritual drama, of which it has been my strange lot to read some pages upon earth. I, Ludwig Horace Hawley, have been very ill. They carried me more dead than alive down those mountains whose lowest slopes I can see from my window, for I write this on the northern frontiers of India. Indeed, any other man had long since perished, but destiny kept my breath in me. Perhaps that a record might remain. I must bide here a month or 2 till I am strong enough to travel homeward, for I have a fancy to die in the place where I was born. So while I have strength, I will put the story down, or at least those parts of it that are most essential, for much can, or at any rate must, be omitted. I shrink from attempting too long a book, though my notes and memory would furnish me with sufficient materials for volumes. I will begin with the vision. The next line is literally a sequel properly written. because the original book, She, was written in 1885 and it is mentioned as such here properly. That's just the beginning. I haven't even gone into the details of the exploration part, the people that they meet in their travels, the mountains that they go through, the landscapes that they have to really rise up upon. This is a good read. You will be doing yourself a favor by giving it a read. Worth it in so many ways than one. If you like the channel, if you like what I publish, and if you like what I'm writing, if you like what I'm sharing, essentially, like this video, subscribe to the channel, make sure to press the bell, and if you have any comments, be sure to leave them down there in the comments section. Looking forward to seeing whatever everyone has to say. Cheers!